Hi everybody, my name is Joshua Goldstein, licensed acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist here in Ridgewood, New Jersey, and today we are going to talk about Chinese medicine and fertility enhancement. Many people want to know how acupuncture works for fertility. So what I'd like to do today is give you the overview of how Chinese medicine looks at a woman's health, and then I wanted to give you two ways that acupuncture and Chinese medicine work to enhance fertility. Many women come in and they get surprised when they hear that in Chinese medicine we need to fix and reduce the abnormalities of the menstrual cycle. We need to lay the groundwork for the fertility by regulating or balancing any irregularities in the menstrual cycle. Many women come in and say, hey, look, I don't really care about my menstrual cycle, I just want to get pregnant. But if you regulate the cycle, we regulate the hormones, and then in turn, the hormones will drive and help you get more fertile. Fixing the cycle means several things. First of all, timing. If your cycle's timing is very early, we need to make it a little bit longer. If your cycle is early, your eggs are getting released too early and they're not mature enough for them to have developed enough for you to become fertile. Conversely, if your cycle is very long, then we need to make it more regulated so that it could be a problem with ovulation, it could be a problem with the second half of the cycle, and those areas have to be worked and regulated so that the cycle becomes more normal. If you have irregularly timed cycles, meaning early, sometimes they're early, sometimes they're late, and then what we need to do is try to just get the cycle in a more regulated fashion. And in this way, what we do is we're getting the hormones to be released when they should be released so there can be a progression and you can become fertile. If you have PMS, if you have cysts, if you have ovulation issues such as PCOS or endometriosis, these are things that also need to be addressed. To sum this up, Chinese medicine has a saying. It says, regulate the cycle to plant the seed. In order to plant the seed, we need to lay the groundwork and regulate the cycle and any small imbalances in it so that it can work more normally and we can have the proper enhancement needed for you to become fertile. Now that we talked about the overview, I wanted to talk about how acupuncture and Chinese medicine works for fertility enhancement. In the woman's case, the most important thing to improve is the overall circulation of blood through the female reproductive organs. The result will be a successful pregnancy with very little chance of miscarriage. Many women are surprised to hear that they have very poor blood flow in their uterus and reproductive organs, like the ovaries, despite having menstrual cycles every month. Just because you're having a working cycle doesn't necessarily mean you have enough of the blood flow going to the organs to supply the ample amount of hormones needed so that those hormones can enact and work on the uterus to make you pregnant. The second point that I want to discuss is that as women age, they start to suffer from diminished fertility abilities. Women peak around age 25, and then so what happens is they start to wane in their sexual functioning. So Chinese medicine is really good at strengthening the sexual hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and really encouraging those hormones to become stronger so that you can have a good, successful pregnancy. This is a benefit that many people don't realize because most people will try different supplements for fertility, but it doesn't necessarily work because those supplements don't necessarily match the person's particular problem. What I mean by that is, let's say you have a woman, she has cold hands, cold feet, she's very pale, she has a cold touch to the abdomen, she might feel fatigued easily or get cold easily. These people may be low thyroid or on the way to low thyroid. These people may be anemic or pseudo-anemic. And in Chinese medicine, we call that blood deficiency or lack of blood volume needed in the body in order to produce better sexual hormones. And so what we do is we give hot, stimulating tonics to those women so that they can start to develop those hormones and in the process regulate their cycle and their bodies as well. Conversely, if you have a woman who's very hot, she might be a little overweight, she might be getting acne with her cycle, she might feel very warm. Don't want to use very strong stimulating tonics because that will overheat her, make her more irritable, make her more emotional. It will make her difficult to sleep. She'll snap at people more. So we have cooling tonics that have an effect of strengthening the sex hormones without driving the body too hard. And so what we usually do, depending on what type of person you are, is we will give the tonic herbs after the bleeding is done to affect the quality of the hormones that are being released throughout the rest of the cycle. So many women want to jump in and do another cycle of IVF or insemination, or they're desperate to get this. So for many women who are trying to conceive, this should be a very joyous part of your life and should be very, very, it should be a good, positive experience. But for most, this is fraught with pain, this is fraught with anxiety, this is fraught with stress because they just don't know what to do, and basically you're getting frantic. A knowledgeable acupuncturist can be a key cornerstone in the path to conceiving and bringing the joy back into you and your partner as you go through the fertility journey. So each case is different and individualized, but these are the factors that are important that we can do very well in Chinese medicine. So I wish you a lot of luck in your fertility journey. If you'd like to consult with me, particularly about your case, I'd be happy to offer you a consultation, no pressure, just to see if there's something I can do to help you. I can be reached at 201-444-7150, or you can email me at joshua@acupunctureyes.com. We're never too busy to help you. And if you've just learned a little bit more, I feel that I've done my duty here in this video. Thanks so much for watching, and that's a wrap.